Robert Vogt is an art auctioneer. He grew up in the auction business, calling his first auction in elementary school, now director of San Antonio's Vogt Auction Galleries, focusing on branding, online marketing, as well as performing appraisals, numerous charity auctions. Earlier in his career, he was a TV and anchor reporter. Really? A senior producer at Yahoo and an editor for the San Antonio Express News. Mr. Vogt holds a journalism degree from the beautiful Pepperdine University. Please give it up for auctioneer Robert Vogt.
All right, wow, Empire Theater, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Thanks all y'all for coming up tonight. I'm an auctioneer, and as a fast talker, it sort of lends itself to the PechaKucha, which I've now told is how you say that, format, right? So it sort of makes sense why I'm here tonight. So we're going to do something that I think has maybe never been done at the Empire Theater before. I'm not sure. Am I supposed to touch the space bar to start this?
Yes, when you start.
One more time. Okay. We're going to have an auction. I've got a $100 bill in my hand. This is what we're going to auction off. It's easy to do. Just raise your hand. We've got a bunch of folks here. Who'll go $25? 25 here. See it now. 25 now. 50, 50, 50 now. 75. 75 to get 75 now. 100. $100 bill. $100 bill. $100 bill. And sold. $100 to this gentleman right over here. Nice buy. I wish our real auctions were like that. That was awesome. $100 for $100. Frankly, that's a wash. So I'm just going to put this in my pocket. Thanks. I've had a bunch of different sort of careers in my life. Actually, I was at Camwell TV when Randy Beamer started over there in the mid-'90s, before it was WAI. You probably don't remember that. That guy over there, I was a vet tech. That's not me. That was on Google Images. About 10 years ago, my dad talked me into joining the family business, which is an auction house. It's here in San Antonio. We sell art and antiques and all kinds of things. I got to tell you, even though I grew up in the business, in fact, we're having an auction tonight, so I'm sort of playing hooky. Even though I grew up in the business, when I decided to join as an adult, it was a whole different set of circumstances. This is a picture of me about 2 weeks ago. So you see, when you're standing on the auction podium, it's pretty scary. I mean, public speaking is already pretty scary, but when you're standing there behind an auction podium, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. You realize that auctioning, like anything else, like being a doctor or a lawyer, involves a skill and involves a craft. So it makes it more difficult that we sell a whole bunch of different kinds of things. We sell fine art and guns and antiques and cars, and those are actually game-worn shoes from Tim Duncan. We sold those for $700 about 6 months ago. We've sold livestock, all kinds of things. So you really got to know what you're talking about when all these things come up. So here's the thing. We sell something every 20 seconds on average. It's the exact same amount of time, as Randy just explained, these slides will advance. So in that very short amount of time, you have to say, with money on the line, what do I have? What is it worth? Who's my buyer? And make that all happen very, very quickly. So that's a real skill. So it was a really scary thing. How do we do it? What are auctioneers famous for? Talking fast, right? It's called the chant in the business. It's basically a way for putting buyers into a trance, upping the sense of energy and the sense of urgency, and make it feel like you better bid now or you're going to lose it forever. But truly, it's just a hypnosis in a way. Famous types of auctions, of course, Christie's. We're selling Picasso's Absinthe Drinker for £5 million. Do I have £5 million? Any advances on $5 million? And sold. This guy, he got the $100 bill. The guy on the bottom is someone you're a little more familiar with here in San Antonio. All right, we got a cow calf here. 65, and sold. Right? That's what we're used to, the cowboy auctioneer. I went to Pepperdine University, as Randy just said. It's an amazing place, Malibu, California, for a guy from San Antonio. Are you kidding me? I mean, I learned how to think, and I learned about philosophy. I learned how to hang out on the beach for 4 years. Then, when I decided to learn about auctioning, well, you go to a slightly different place for that kind of skill. This metal box outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana. For 2 weeks, you hang out in this metal box and you learn how to be an auctioneer. By the way, regular undergrad diploma this big, auction school 2 weeks, it's this big. I don't understand why. Maybe it's insecurity. I'm going to try in the next 2 or 3 minutes to show you how we learn the auction chant. So we're going to start with enunciation. These are tongue twisters. Start with me. We're going to do this together. Ready? And round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. And 66 sailors sailed the Mississippi in 1666. And Tommy Atatimus took 2 T's and tied them atop of 2 tall trees. Sorry, I missed the timing. Okay, this eventually is the ultimate tongue twister. Every auctioneer knows this. This is the Betty Botter drill. It goes very, very fast. Try to keep up. Here we go. And Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. To put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. So she bought a bitter, better butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter, batter, better. Says better Betty Botter, bought a bitter, better butter. Sounds like an auctioneer, right? All right, let's do some number drills next, starting at the top left. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now let's do the next column. Let's do it with a Texas accent and roll your words together. Ready? And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. See, that sounds like an auctioneer to us, right? Some interesting word pronunciations with the auctioneer drill. 50 is fitty. We've heard that before, right? 60 is siggity. 65, siggity-fi, right? So think about it. 65, 65, 65 versus siggity-5, 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 siggity-5. 100 is honey. So you talk about a $100 bill. All right, let's do some quick number drills with those. Ready? And top. 250, 5, 750, 10, 1250, 15, 1750, 20, 2250, 25. Okay, let's go on the right. 25, 50, siggity, siggity-5, 75, honey. Isn't that funny? It sounds right, though. I'm telling you, when the auction happens, it sounds right. Okay, what's the secret sauce? Filler words and phrases. This is that gobbledygook that you hear between the numbers. I'll give you some examples. Now, where will you give me? A bing and a bong. Are you going to bid a mat? I'll do those last two real quickly. A bing and a bong, are you going to bid a mat? A bing and a bong, are you going to bid a mat? See? That's what we're doing. Those are actually words. Okay, we're going to do these together. Numbers plus filler words. Ready? Everyone together starting with 25. Ready? And 25 now, 50. 50 now, will you give me 50? 50 now, 75. 75, a bing and a bong. Are you going to bid him at 75? 75 now, a $100 bill where? You guys are sounding like auctioneers. All right, very cool. And next, the practice, by the way, you go down an old country road every time you pass a telephone pole. That's another bid. So you guys are going to start. I'll be your bidder. Ready? And $25 bill. Now 50. Will you give me 50? Yeah. 50 now. 75. 75. A bing and a bong. Yeah. And now a honey. $100 bill where? Yeah. And sold. You guys sound awesome. The last secret ingredient, okay, this is about theater, right? This is a lot of energy. So you say 25, 25 here now, 50, 50 to go, 50, 50 down, 75, 75 to go, 75 now, sold at $50 right there. So it's a lot of energy. You're like a televangelist. You know, you're moving around and you're giving a lot of energy out again, bringing up that sense of urgency. So final exam, okay, everybody? We're going to put it all together. We're going to do it very quickly. We're going to use that Texas accent. We're going to enunciate, and we're going to move our arms. Okay, really, just go for it. Ready? Everyone at the top, ready? I got a $25 bill now, 50. Will you give me 50? 50 now, 75. 75, a bing and a bong. Are you going to give it at 75? And now a $100 bill. $100 bill where? And sold. Nice job.
Hey, give it up, Robert Vogt, auctioneer. Awesome.
Watch your mail. You're all going to get a disproportionately large diploma in the mail. Nice job, everybody. Learn your skill. I guess that's my message. Thanks. Randy.
Okay, quick question or two before we go.
Okay.
Why a bing and a bong? Where does that come from? Yeah, are you serious? Okay, we got a guy over here who's a big bong fan. I can hear
He's
that.
got the bong part.
Yes.
But you got to throw in the bing part.
That's really what you learned there in jail in Indiana.
Wow, how'd you know? It was a little more than 2 weeks. All right, I'll be honest. It was 6 months to 9 months, but I got out on good behavior.
And now, how different is it from, say, have you done any more upscale auctions like at Sotheby's where they don't quite scream at people? Like the more expensive it is it the quieter?
Absolutely right. Yes. So if you're selling something for $100 million, which happens, this happens. I mean, there's Picassos that sell for $100 million. There's Paul Klays. You say 100 million and 101, and I tell you, the person in the front with the bow tie and the monocle on, even they are scared and freaked out and really excited. So they are sitting there in their best behavior, and so they will say yes, 101 million. And it's very slow. It's very different.
Do you say, what's the number? Like 75, 75. Does that mean you got 75 or you want 75?
Two numbers. What I have, what I want.
Yeah, but I never understand which, so how do you tell if you're
maybe a trick of auctioneers. No, so we try to make it clear, and we say 75, will you give me 100? 75 now 100. Will you go 100 to 100?
So,
Raise my bid
100.
card.
Now, does that mean you have it? You don't.
100 now.
You want it? It's whatever you make them say, because there's a lot of confusion sometimes. Because most people are drunk, let's face it, when you go to an auction. And you're on some kind of meth.
That's.
Sorry.
Is that any different from what's happening tonight, Randy? Really?
No,
really?
it's not. Really. All right. And what's the best part of your job? Obviously, you meet a lot of rich people and stuff? Or what is it? I remember you now from your days at KMOL.
I was 17 years old. This guy was hilarious because you
We're out
were
of time,
like,
Ron.
yeah. Oh, I could tell some stories.
Don't tell any stories, Robert.
Randy, thank you.
Thank you very much. Give it up for Rob Vogt. Give it up, 75.